Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geography of Canillo in Andorra. Now, first of all, you might be wondering, what is Andorra? Where is Andorra? If you've never heard of Andorra, it is a very tiny country in Europe, wedged here between Spain and France, here in the Pyrenees Mountains. Very teeny tiny country. You can see the capital, Andorra la Vella, which I've already covered. And if you want, I'll link my Andorra playlist up in the corner so you can learn a lot more about this very unique and very different country. It's a very interesting history, which we're not going to go into extreme details about tonight. We're just going to talk about Canillo. Canillo borders France. You can see up here, high in the mountains. This side of the mountain is France. Let's put it in 3D. This side is France. This side is Andorra. Obviously not the best way to get into the country. Look at the satellite photo. Took the pictures on a snowy day here and a sunny day here. Interesting. Let's see. This is the actual town of Canillo that the region's named after. But the one that I feel like, it's not like the most known, but it's the one that I recognized, is Meritxell. Meritxell. Alright, they speak Catalan here. Not my strong suit. Meritxell is that's my cat's fighting in the corner, I'm sorry. Meritxell is mostly known for this church complex area. So a lot of people have pilgrimages here. It was originally built in the late 12th century, in the Romanesque style. There's this beautiful complex here in the middle. And here is the Sacred Virgin Mary that Our Lady of Meritxell is based on. However, this is not the original. This is not even the original building, sadly, because it burned down in the 1970s. So this is all reconstructed as it once was. So this figurine here, this guy randomly found it on this hill. Thought it was cool, brought it home, it disappeared. He found it in the same spot. After a couple more times of that happening, they're like, I think we need to build a church here. And that's what happened. Now my cats are making noise after I told them not to. I'm so sorry. Some pretty crowns there. So yeah, sadly it's not the original, but it's the closest thing we can get. It's better than not having anything at all. Let's look at, do you see all the high peaks here? Let's look at some views here. You can see what this area looks like. Absolutely stunning. Very forested. Very rocky, very rugged. Ooh, that's a weird picture. So most people come to this area for hiking in the summertime and skiing in the wintertime, doing various winter sports as well. But most of the things I read was from hikers. Looks like some old scratch marks here. These mountains used to be sacred sites for some of the original Stone Age, Bronze Age peoples that lived here. And I think it's interesting because there are so many old churches that were built here. The most famous being this one, St. John de Cassel. Was built between the 11th and 12th centuries, and it is the real deal. This is the real thing, and it is definitely the most famous site in all of Canillo. How beautiful, all that original tapestry work. I think it's a tapestry. Do you see the crucified Jesus there? At least what's left of him. He's been chopped up a bit. I think he's going through enough, and they put him through even more. But yeah, this gorgeous old building. So stunning. And there's the little town, Canillo here. Goodness, it's so ancient. Just incredible that it's all still preserved. And so pretty, still to this day. So yeah, pretty neat. I think that this was like a sacred area for the early peoples of this area and became a sacred area once it became Christian. All these churches were built. Let me see if I remember where the other big church is. Gosh, it's so narrow here. Do you see all the different slideshows up here too? Let's look at this mirror door. This viewpoint. Ooh, they got a big ledge so you can look out in all directions. I don't think I'm that brave. But it is beautiful. Gosh, it's unreal. The road snaking through there. Yeah, there's no way you can fly into Andorra. You have to take a train or you have to drive. But wouldn't complain about that because I'm sure that the views from those trips are absolutely stunning. How pretty. Just wild, rugged forest here in the Pyrenees. These windy roads going up the hills and mountains. There is an Andorran legend. I mean, there's a lot of Andorran legends about the bagpiper. I forget like the actual like name they gave him. It was the bagpiper of Ordino. That's what it is. The story of how he was coming to Canillo with his bagpipe and he ran into some wolves and he ran up a tree and played the bagpipes to scare away the wolves. That was a terrible job telling the story, but that legend is kind of infused throughout Andorra. There's also, let me see if I can find it. It's right here. That was very easy. The cross of 7 arms, which you can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the 7th is broken off. This is evidently meant to commemorate another legend of a boy who was terrified of the devil. And these I think it was 6. I think these 6 other boys were going to prank him and sent him on a little quest to retrieve some wine. And when he came back, they jumped out and scared him in a costume. And the boy shot the boy that was in disguise and killed him because he was so scared of the devil, right? So it was kind of a, be careful cautionary tale. So they built this to represent each of the boys involved, and then one of the arms broke off. Very symbolic, isn't it? That was also not a good job telling that story, but you get the gist. Interesting. Lots of legends all throughout Andorra. Evidently Charlemagne came through here and hitched his horse here. Charlemagne technically founded Andorra on a technicality. Let me get the borders back up and we'll go play through the mountains. So yeah, I didn't really find much in terms of like actual factual history. Just a lot of little anecdotes around, which is almost just as nice, isn't it? Look at this. Let's see this landscape. Very rugged and wild, isn't it? Oh, what a cute dog. Oh my gosh. Bring your pup up. Ooh, that water's probably freezing cold. The person's very brave to wade through it. But yeah, very rugged up here. Not a lot of trees at this height. You are up high, high, high in the mountains. And it's all very beautiful. Lots of hiking trails, as you can see. Let's look at this one. Gorgeous little homes there. Oh, it's so pretty. I feel like Andorra is one of those, like, you use it as like the butt of a joke, it's like a funny haha reference. But I don't know, when you think about it, it really is just a beautiful place. Look at this waterfall, that's insane. Oh, that's so pretty. It really is just a little paradise. A little slice of heaven out here in the mountains. Look at all these little homes. And beautiful flowers. Little springtime blooms. Daffodils, right? Yeah, I believe. But yeah, very pretty. The lakes out here. Gorgeous. Oh, it's lovely. Reminds me of when I just did the video about the Canary Islands. Kind of looks like the Canary Islands sometimes, all these beautiful mountains. But kind of like how I was saying in the Canary Islands video, like this looks like it could be in Central Europe. This is kind of, in a way, it's Western Europe, but close enough. Little cloud right there. All the beautiful little blooms there. So sweet. Big green mountains in the springtime. The crisp water from all the snow melt. The waterfalls. Gorgeous. And some wild horses by the looks of it. That's amazing. What else can we find? Let's make sure we have the borders up so we don't stray into a different region. Not today, at least. Yeah, we're good. Here in this big valley. I didn't write down the names of all the valleys. I think there were 3 major ones in Canillo. But, yeah. You get the gist. And this is definitely ski area up here. And it's all snowy. And this would be a ski town. I'm sure, look at all the hotels popping up. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, ski. Let's look at this. Oh my goodness. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Lots and lots of snow. Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Wow. The ski lift's right there. And then in the summertime, looks like the golf course is right there. Definitely not around in the winter time. You're skiing. You're not playing golf in the winter. I think it's near impossible. Have a nice meal, some bread and wine when you watch people get in the ski lifts. There it is in the summertime. This is perfect. Oh, that's a cool building. Looks like a UFO kind of. Cafe. That is the gondola. No, that's zipliners. Those are people. I could never. No, thank you. That's pretty. You can see the outline of the church there in shadow. So yeah, definitely a ski town right there for sure. There's a bridge here. Oh, only a few pictures, but it's a nice sturdy bridge. Look at that bridge. Perfectly respectable bridge right there. Look at this town. It's so quaint on the hillside. Let's see. No, it doesn't really have the same effect in 3D, does it? That's a massive parking lot. What is this for? My cat scratching. What is this for? Why do you need all this parking for? Parking for Grand View. Maybe it's for the skiing. This must be a... Do you think that's a ski lodge right there? Maybe. I don't know. That's a huge parking lot. I don't think I've ever seen like a parking lot that big in such a tiny European country. You'd see those here in the United States. Everywhere. Here's a pretty waterfall. I was looking at this the other day. All down the mountainside. But yeah, as always, I highly encourage you to... Oh, I don't like that. I encourage you to look around this area yourself, because there's so many slideshows. All the hiking trails have pictures. And see what you can find. I found some great stuff like this waterfall. Cascada. And looking around Andorra is always fun, because you never really know what you're going to find. Yeah, let's find one more picture to close this out. About this. thank you so much for watching. If this is your first video with me, welcome. I hope you'll subscribe and stick around, but this is not a typical video of mine. Usually I start with my atlas and point things out, and then we go to Google Earth. Not so today, just because I didn't have a bunch of history to tell you about this area. Just a bunch of legends and little facts here and there. Oh, it's one of, what are those called? Like, I want to say toboggans, but I don't think that's the word. When you just go downhill. I've always wanted to do one of those, but they only really have them in Europe. At least from what I can tell. But yeah, tomorrow's video we're going to Paraguay, and we'll start off with my atlas. Ooh, that's a weird guy. A little gnome guy. But yeah, check out Paraguay next. And we'll look at it on Google Earth too, don't you worry. So thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good